to the position as the 11th member to make a key decision as far as which way the districts were going to be carved. The difference between the federal and the state as far as carving the lines, with the federal, you take the population of New Jersey as we speak, maybe somewhere in the vicinity of 8,400,000, something like that. You have to divide that by 12 districts, depending how it shapes up nationally, but we've been in this steady decline over the last 30 years, generally losing about one congressional district every 10 years, but you have to divide it by 12 and you come right down to the exact number. And whereas the state is a little bit different. In the state redistricting plan, there's only 2 municipalities you can carve up. One is Newark and the other one is Jersey City. With the remaining legislative districts, you have a flexibility of going up 5% or down 5%. You don't have that with the federal side. You have to go right to the number. So if you have, say, the 8,400,000, so every district has to be 700,000, and you can go into municipalities like Montclair. I know, for example, I live on Montague Place. My side of the street is Payne, the other side of the street is Pastoral, and that's the way it is. And you think it's confusing. Then you have Freeholder Vice, and of course, another small portion. But people at the Board of Elections, when they have other elections like the Freeholder or legislative, trying to carve out the proper voting districts for people to vote is really complicated. So that's a little bit different as far as that's concerned. The state party chairman, appoints a number of people to the different commissions, as well as the Senate President and the Speaker of the House. So we will have them to come up shortly again. And one of the different things that we were able to accomplish in 2000, for example, is we convinced Professor Bartels with the design of the Democratic districts that we could increase the number of women and also minorities in the legislature, which we did do. For example, that's the time that Senator Gill jumped into our Senate seat after serving in the Assembly. So we were able to demonstrate that, and we were able to pave the way at that time for the election of Jim McGreevey as governor with a strong legislative team throughout the state.
And just with respect to that, which is interesting, back in 2000, we had to prove, and I had to testify in federal court, that all African American legislators did not have to represent a district that was 98% African American. And even civil rights organizations were not with us, because they said, if you expand the district and you have less minorities, then you will not be able to elect minority representation, and you will lose minority representation, and thus it will be in violation of the Voting Rights Act. And we had a very, I think it was historical making. And my position was that we had to testify that Senator Cooley was not trying to get rid of Orange because he was afraid, East Orange, of African Americans. And they had to convince him that if I took Clifton, they never voted for a African American on the state, that they would vote for me because people will pick their representatives based upon issues. And we were able to convince the federal court that in fact in New Jersey people would vote based on issues, and so we were able to expand. So now African Americans may be in one district but not the majority, but they influence the decisions that are made in that district. So the concept is called unpack. And That's how I got to Clifton, and the first time I went there, and they never voted for African American for anything, and was at that time mostly Eastern European. And I said, look, if my mother doesn't have health insurance, and she's a black, and your mother doesn't have health insurance, and she's Polish, the point is, two people we love don't have health insurance. So we can, I said we can discuss this over your best Polish dish, and I went home and said, but I don't cook mine, you gotta cook me apple pie. So and so that is the way that we were able to come to a common human experience that does not create a divide in fear among people.
Microphone.
How do we ensure that programs and services that are important to us, like libraries, the environment, food programs for the elderly and youth, education, are funded at the state, county, and local level? How do we actually fix those programs? That's probably a long question. An easier one perhaps is, why is the state government not subject to open public records act?
Yeah, I first say that the state is